Hello, Harry Wang from ICF again. AccountantChang. I got 20 days to go. Again, the topic is all about future of accounting. How can we innovate? How can we change the way that we work to make accounting more simple and more exciting for the future? I went to attend an event yesterday, and a quite interesting event. The topic was about innovation and disruption. Interestingly, is when I started this campaign, it seems that every single day, everything that I do, event I attend, seem to relate to the topic innovation, which is good. Give me more things to talk about. So after the workshop event yesterday, each of the team, including our accounting firm, has to come up with a thing called a innovation blueprint, and I hope you can see it. My handwriting is pretty bad, so I'll explain to you what's the outcome of our workshop, which is going to be tailored account innovation blueprint. The topic is innovation. The topic is disruptions, and you probably hear a lot these days. You either disrupt yourself or get disrupted. Think about the taxi industry. Think about the hotel industry. But one of the key elements in the whole innovation blueprint is your identity, your company visions doesn't change. Doesn't matter how you're going to change, to innovate the way that you work, the tools that you're using, but the key element is still going to be the company vision. So whether or not the word disruption has been misunderstandings a lot out there about the difference between disruptions and innovations. Well, innovations seem to be a good word, while disruptions seem to be a terrible word. So come back to our company blueprint. The first elements here we can see is what are the key global drivers for change in accounting, and they got 4 different categories. One is social and people, second one is economics and market, third one is political regulatory, and the last one is technologies. So in our industry, what we came up with, we've got a few items, but in this blueprint we only pick up the most relevant and for us the most important. Now for technologies in accounting, it is AI, it is machine learning. So that's a key driver in technology, in accounting. For political regulatory is ATO, is legislations. For economics and market is blockchains. Social and people. This is interesting because in accounting industry, you know that it is service industry. So we centralize in people, in staff, and in this category, we found that flexibles is the key driver for our future. What it means is a flexible for staff, for partners, for business owners like myself and our customers, to work with each other. In environments where we can work from home, where we can work remotely from customers in Sydney and Brisbane to have a video conference with our team. So flexible is the most important and the key driver in the innovation blueprint for our industry. And keep in mind that's what we came up after the workshop of 2 hours. Then you're moving down to the next section. What and who are likely to cause a disruption in my industry? So in this question or this section, we identify the source is the accounting software. And an example that we have here is Xero, the online accounting. How did they disrupt our industry? By implementing automation, by implementing integrations and more transparency of the work that accountants are doing. I won't go too much into detail of this because it would take another 5 minutes. And the third one is what the impact in the industry caused by Xero. And what we identify is reducing in workload. But it isn't necessarily the bad thing. It's actually reducing the manual work that accountants like us are doing and increasing the time for us to do more value-added work. Then moving down to the next section is the 3 strategies, priorities. So one is fostering innovation, the second is implementing technologies, and the third one is managing the ecosystem. So for our team, fostering innovations mean educate staff so they understand what innovation means. Like I said before, a lot of people are still confusing about innovation, change, disruption, what it means. So we want to educate our staff so they understand that innovation isn't just for IT, isn't just for scientists, isn't just for startup business. It's much simpler than that. It's every day that we're doing to make things better. So instead of doing this report on a monthly basis, maybe we shorten it. We make it more attractive. Instead of putting all the numbers, we put in a pie chart, a column, graphics, so that it's more attractive for customers. We also want to reward the people who are doing more innovation in the team. The second one is implementing technologies. So we do monthly training to our staff on a monthly basis. We are going to make sure that every month when we train staff, we introduce a new product. So we would either engage with the third parties or the product so that they can demos and they can show us how their products work in the ecosystem we're talking about in accounting. And the third one is managing the ecosystem, which is a bit difficult to work out what's the right approach for it. So the ecosystem here is an innovation ecosystem. How are we manage it? What strategy are we implementing so that we can achieve the innovation pathway? So for us, we're thinking about more sort of credits and a merit certification system. So staff would learn about new products, but that might not be good enough. They might need to get certified, they might need to do further research and studying so that they can be good at it. And from there they can go back and change the way that they work by learning the new products and make their work adding more value to the customers. Okay, so now the last line here, last section here is where do I need to focus my innovation to? So in our business and in the accounting industry, it's all about people. It's all about human. So we identify 2 key elements. One is our staff. Second is our customers. And that is the center of our innovation equation. So you think about the staff, the customers, that is where all the idea come up. Customer come back to say, we think that this report isn't making sense, we need to make it better. That is where our staff would need to pick up that idea and start innovating, as an example. So in there you got product, service, operations, customer experience, and business models. And like I said, the image that we have is that customers and the staff in the center of the equation. Then around it, you got product and service, you got operations, you got the business models, and you got the customer experience around it to the ecosystems. And a good example in our business and in our industry is the that we as an accounting firm moving away from the time billing business model into a fixed fee model, where in the past time billing meant customer coming in and every 6 minutes we clock out terms and we send the customer invoice for every 6 minutes. Customer feel that they always feel like whether or not I should call teleaccounts, even though I got a problem. Maybe it cost me more than the benefit that I get from the solutions. While moving forward to the fixed fee, it gives customer the peace of mind. It gives customer the bond between the customer and our staff. It gives our staff a different way of thinking about completing their jobs, rather than to try to be stressed about the financial side of it. They can focus more on the outcome, the productivities, and meeting the deadline. And in the end, the most important thing is that your customer is happy, and also the staff is happy too. So moving away from the time billing model into a fixed